discuss about the topic from 9th class, is matter pure. So previous class we have discussed about the solutions and what are the factors affecting in a soluting rare solution which is going to be dissolving. So diffusion rate we are going to discuss about it. So today we are going to discuss about suspensions and colloidal solutions. What are those suspensions and colloidal solutions? So these two are the heterogeneous solutions. What are those? Two are the heterogeneous solutions. Here heterogeneous means, in the previous class we have discussed about that. The heterogeneous means which are not uniformly spread. Even though the solute, where we are comparing that, in a solution we will have a solute and solvent. So in those solute particles are not uniformly spread in the solvent. Such type of solutions we will call as heterogeneous solutions. So these two are the heterogeneous solutions but having some difference, a little bit of difference. So let us see that. What are the differences? Coming to the suspensions, the materials that are soluble in solvent and cannot and that particles visible to naked eye. What we can say that the solvent particles can be dissolved in that. We can see that particles which are dissolving, which are going to be dissolved. Such type of solutions we will call as suspensions. What we call as suspensions. Coming to the colloidal solutions, the mixtures which possess the characteristics between the solution and the suspensions. Means what we are showing, the suspension characters and the solution characters both are being involved in this type of a solution. The type of mixtures we will call as colloidal solution. So to these examples, let us take an example. Let us take two test tubes. What are they? Two test tubes. So in this test tube, one of the test tube is taken with the chalk powder. What will be chalk powder? And in another test tube, we will take some milk. So to these two test tubes, we'll add some water to it. What will add? Water. So stir it for continuously for some time and then keep it away from for some time. So you can observe in the test tube A, we will take as a test tube A and test tube B. So when coming to the test tube A, it shows that the characteristics of the suspensions. Why? Because in this test tube you can see that where the particles of the chalk powder will not uniformly spread, those will be settled down. What will have happened? In the water, the chalk powder mixture, solvent particles will not mix and they will settle at the down of the test tubes. So in this mixtures, the beam of light cannot be passed. What we can say? In this picture, we cannot see the light. When we pass any light rays to this solution, this light rays cannot be passed. So such type of mixtures we can call as a suspensions. Coming to the milk, here when we pour a water into the milk, the two components are easily what will be dissolved, but these are also a heterogeneous mixtures. Visually we are seeing those are combined, but it is also a heterogeneous mixtures. Even though those are looking like a homogeneous, but those are heterogeneous mixtures. Why? Because the milk particles are very small, too small to see by our naked eye, but those are too not mixed uniformly. So when these light rays are passing to them, it can be easily passed to them. It can easily pass from this. A light ray can be passed and it can form a beam of light through the liquid solutions. And we can see that what are the particles in the test tube we can see easily. So such type of solutions are called colloidal solutions. So we are having a little bit difference. Even though those two are looking like a homogeneous solutions. Here milk is a homogeneous solution, milk solution is, but it is a heterogeneous. Why? Because the milk particles are too small that we cannot see through our naked eye. Here suspensions we can clearly observe that the chalk powder will be settled at the down of the test tube. And in these suspensions we can separate the solvent, and what are the solvent used here? Chalk powder. This solvent, what are the solvent here used? Chalk powder. This solvent, chalk powder and the water can be separated. But in this colloidal solutions we cannot separate milk and what here water cannot be separated in this process. So in this what we can do, by using a filter method proper we can separate the solute and solvent. But here the filtration or any process cannot be separated. separate easily. The physical process is not used to separate the two particles, solute and solvent particles. So these are the colloidal solutions and suspension solutions. So the next, how to separate the solutions, and there's some type of little bit type of we'll go through the colloidal solutions in a detail. So in the colloidal solution we are having a mainly two phases, two mediums. What are those? Disperser phase and disperser medium. So what are the two or means? Disperser phase means the substances we are going to say that here it is a solution. So what will be there? A solid particle and a solvent particle. Here the disperser phase is nothing but the particles which are in a small proportion, small quantity in proportion. What are those? Small quantity in proportion. Such type of particles are called small quantity proportions. Particles we call as a disperser phase. The disperser phases. The means what we are going to say that indirectly we can say that the solute particles. Why? Because the solute particles will all be the less in quantity. So such type of we call as disperser phase. The disperser medium means the particles which are disperser phase are going to be mixed in the medium which is used to disperser phase is called as disperser medium. So these are the two phases it is colloidal solutions are the consisting of disperse phase and disperser medium. These are the medium. And in the colloidal solutions we can see the Tyndall effect. Tyndall effect means that is when we are going to see that what we said that in the colloidal solutions, the colloidal solutions can scatter a beam of light, which what we can say that the particles which are present in the colloidal solutions can scatter a beam of light. So this scattering a beam of light, the beam of light which is going to be scattered, that process is known as Tyndall effect. What it is? Tyndall effect. So means the particles which are present in a colloidal solutions can scatter a beam of light. Such scattering of a light is called as a Tyndall effect. For example, when you see in a closed room, if you open one of the window, it can scatter a light. So you can see the sum of the particles when a light is passing through that. Such type of examples we can see that. Or again, if you are going a dense forest, when the sun rays are falling in that, you can see some dust particles or some rays falling in the between the bulk of trees. Then you can see that the light of particles is going to be transferring that. So such type of we can see in a daily life also we can see that Tyndall effect is going to be taking place. So coming to that, so in the previously we had discussed about that the colloidal solutions and suspensions. So let us see the properties of colloidal solutions and suspensions. These are the properties of a colloidal solutions and suspension solutions. Coming to the we'll see the suspension solutions. So suspension solutions are in the first of the class we started that they are heterogeneous. Both are colloidal solutions and heterogeneous suspensions are heterogeneous solutions. And heterogeneous why? Because we are saying that those are not uniformly distributed. Even though they are looking as a homogeneous, but they are not heterogeneous. They are heterogeneous. Coming to that, another property, suspension particles can be seen with the naked eye. In the example, in the activity we have seen that the chalk powder can be visible to our eye. Coming to that, in the milk powder, in the milk and water combination, we cannot see the particles of the milk with our naked eye. So it is also one of the property. And the next property of the suspensions is it can scatter a beam of light and it make its path visible. So when we are going to pass any light rays to that, it can show the path how the rays are going to be passing through that. Coming to the colloidal solution, it cannot be done there. The particles cannot obey the light particles to transfer from one phase to another medium. So coming to that, in another property, the particles, the suspension particles which are in the suspension solutions will settle down at the bottom, and we can see that when we are keeping undisturbed. So that type of we can see that. Coming to the colloidal solutions, they do not what we can say that they do not settle down. They will be undisturbed when they are kept in undisturbed position. Those particles, the colloidal particles cannot be settled down. And last, one of the most important point that in the solutions, in these both of the solutions, we can see the mainly difference. In the suspension solutions, the solvent particles and solid particles cannot be separated by using any physical methods like a it can be separated by using a physical method like a filtration process. What is that? Filtration. Coming to that, the colloidal solutions can also be separated by using a filtration and decantation method. What we have said that here we can use it by a process. We can separate the solutions from a filtration. Here we cannot separate it by using filtration or any decantation process, physical process. The colloidal solutions only can be separated by using a chemical process such as evaporation, sublimation, etc. So the process of separating substances will be discussed in the next class. So I will be continuing with that. Thank you.